Welcome to Tumut, where rivers run wild, the beer is cold, and the ducks definitely don't sleep in. We camped riverside, explored hidden gems, met some local legends, and even found a possibly haunted house behind a church. From broom making magic to ginger beer and cheeky cows, this town had it all. So grab a snack, settle in, and let us show you why Tumut quickly became one of our favourite stops yet. Welcome back to Roaming with Russells. In this episode, we are taking you to the Snow Mountains, to a little place called Tumut. Let's go and see what Tumut has to offer. We arrived in the charming town of Tumut, nestled at the foothills of the Snow Mountains in New South Wales. Our plan was to head straight to our campsite at Riverglade, a reflections holiday park perched right by the river. But as always, we got a little sidetracked. Just before crossing the bridge into town, we spotted the old Tumut railway station and we couldn't resist pulling over for a look. Alrighty, we have just stopped at the old rail heritage site, so we're going to go and have a look here. Looks pretty cool. What looks like an old railway station. This historic site was once the terminus of the Tumut Branch Railway, which opened in 1903. For decades, it connected the Snow Mountains region to Gundagai and beyond, carrying timber, agricultural produce and passengers. The station itself is a lovely example of the early 20th century railway architecture, with its weatherboard construction and classic country charm. Although the train stopped running in the 1980s, the site still tells stories of a time when steam engines and station masters were part of everyday life here. After soaking up a bit of Tumut's railway history, we finally made it to our Riverglade campsite. Wow, we hit the jackpot. Our site is right on the edge of the Tumut River, with an uninterrupted view of the water and plenty of space for the dogs to stretch out. You really can't beat the sound of the river flowing just metres away from your door. It was peaceful, it's shady, and honestly, it might be one of the best spots in the whole park. So this is our spot at Tumut. What a banger of a spot, one would say. Billy's loving it. Ozzy's retired inside. He's finding things a little bit tiresome today. But Billy, on the other hand, is up for action 24/7, isn't she?
Yes, she never tires, or maybe once we put her in she'll collapse, but she is very happy there.
Very happy. One happy Billy Bunter. Check out this view. It is a ripper. We already knew that there was something pretty magical about this spot. We spent the afternoon just soaking it all in, sitting by the river, listening to the gentle flow of the water and watching the world just literally drift by. Billy was completely mesmerised by the ducks, while the rest of us just relaxed into the peaceful rhythm of the place. Honestly, this was one of the best camping spots we've ever had. It was quiet, it was scenic, and it was right on the river's edge. It doesn't get much better than this. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, we decided to stretch our legs and make the most of the golden hour with a stroll along the river walk. Alright, we're just about to do the river walk with the hounds. Let's do it. The lighting was absolutely stunning. Everything was bathed in a warm glow, and the trees were showing off their rich autumn colours. So we're just doing this walk and we're just saying how beautiful it is in this area, like the trees and the lighting. Like the lighting is just magical. Look at that, so pretty, very nice. Okay, this area down here is an off-leash area, so if you want to take your doggies for a walk and take them off leash, you can do so down here. Not far into the walk, we noticed a little turn-off that led straight into town. With things still this quiet and the streets not too busy, we figured, why not? Let's take a detour, check out what Tumut has to offer and save the rest of the river walk for tomorrow. So we've just seen that the river walk actually has a little side path to the right going into town. So we thought we might go into town and film it while it's not so busy. As we wandered into town, we were greeted by a striking sculpture of a big brumby standing proud as a tribute to the wild horses of the Snow Mountains. We took our time strolling around the streets, admiring the charm of Tumut's old buildings, each one with its own story to tell. It didn't take long to notice something else too. Tumut has a lot of pubs. Every corner seemed to have one. This town clearly knows how to keep the locals and visitors well refreshed. Okay, so we've counted about 6 pubs so far in Tumut. Crazy. We kept wandering through this little town, and honestly, it felt like we'd picked the perfect time of the year to visit. Autumn leaves were gently falling from the trees, blanketing the streets in colour and even adding more of a charm to Tumut's already picturesque vibe. We admired more of the town's beautiful old buildings and even stumbled across a quirky little drive-through liquor store that looked like it belonged to an old Wild West movie. Just a little further on, we came across the Hub, a cosy spot with a few different cafes all tucked into one inviting space. It had that local laid-back feel and looked like the perfect place to come back for a coffee. So when we were in Adelong, we were actually recommended by one of the locals when we got a coffee to come to this Sea Juiced Cafe. Fresh juice, salads, all-day breakfast. Oh, I do love an all-day breakfast. Yum. So we might have to come back here tomorrow. Look how cute this is. This is such a nice atmosphere, isn't it?
Lovely.
Wonder if it's dog friendly. All right, we might come back here tomorrow and have a look at Seduced for an all-day breakfast. Yum! After our little town adventure, we made our way back to the van to settle in for the night. The dogs were absolutely knackered after a big day of exploring, and honestly, so were we.
So tonight we had a big day. So we had a frozen dinner ladies. So dinner ladies, Sri Lankan chicken curry, which was just good because they're really nice and homemade meals and you just heat them up. And then we were having some naan and just a bit of greens. I've cut up some snow peas and some rice as well. Yeah, so should be yummy.
Delicious. The next morning started slow and peaceful. We fed the doggies their breakfast, always top priority. Then we sat down to enjoy ours, with the sound of the river still flowing gently in the background. With full bellies and fresh energy, we set off to tackle the full river walk this time. No deer tours, just us, the dogs, and the scenic trail winding along the Tumut River. It was the perfect way to start the day. Okay, this walk is very pleasant. It's really nice actually, under all the autumn leaf trees. It's a beautiful, crisp morning. What temperature is it?
I don't think it's freezing, it's just fresh. Maybe 15?
Yeah, about 15. It's meant to reach 28 today, which is at the end of April. It's pretty hot. Look at that. Gorgeous. As we made our way along the Tumut River walk, we were surrounded by nature at its absolute best. Towering trees, crisp mountain air, and the steady, calming flow of the river beside us. It's a peaceful, well-kept trail that loops along both sides of the river, connecting parks, footbridges, and scenic lookouts. This area has long been important to the Wiradjuri people, the traditional custodians of the land. The Tumut River, known for its cold, clear waters, is fed by the Snow Mountains and once was a vital resource for fishing and gathering. Today, it's also part of the iconic Snowy Mountains hydroelectric scheme, playing a huge role in powering the region and managing water flow across the state. As we kept strolling along the river, the dogs made it pretty clear that they had one thing on their minds: water. So when we found a safe little spot, we took them down to tip their paws into the fresh, icy water straight from the Snowy Mountains. Yeah. Billy wasted no time in having a sip. And after a little frolic in the water, we had a quick little rest on the bench and headed off on our walk again.
Pioneer Park.
We are not fishermen, fisherwoman at all. However, there is fishers, fishins. Anyway, we don't fish. However, if you want, there is a trout and salmon bag and size limit sign here, which is really good. For rainbow trout, brown trout, brook trout, Atlantic salmon. Interesting. Aussie's very interested in the Ripple of Harmony kindness rocks. She's not too sure what they are. Okay, let's leave the kindness rocks. It's the big bad Santa bear, isn't it? Further along the walk, we stumbled across the Riverside Cafe, a lovely little spot tucked right beside the water. Okay, just near the cafe is a beautiful old racecourse grandstand, which we're going to have a look at. Well, it is. They need to do some more maintenance of their grass here. Oh wow, look at this. The impressive grandstand we spotted near the Riverside Cafe actually belongs to the Tumut Racecourse, and it has quite a bit of history behind it. The Tumut Turf Club was established way back in the 1850s, making it one of the oldest country racing clubs in New South Wales. The grandstand itself has stood for generations, watching over countless race days and becoming a bit of a local icon. Built in classic country style, it's seen fashions, finishes and festivities through the decades. And horse racing has deep roots in Tumut, with the annual Tumut Cup still drawing crowds today. We began making our way back along the river, and of course the Russells weren't done with the Snowy Mountains water just yet. They pulled us in for one more splash, clearly fans of that icy fresh flow. As we wandered further, we passed a few beautiful horses grazing in the nearby paddock. Maybe even retired racehorses from the nearby track. Who knows? We're not going any closer, Aussie. I'm not interested. That's good. I'm patting all the horsies at Tumut. Look how pretty they are. Hello. Hello. Got no food for you. Not interested. Then it was back to taking in those spectacular river views. We even spotted some curious cows along the way, which Aussie and Billy found very entertaining. Tail wags and a few cheeky barks later, we were reminded once again why we love exploring places like this. Hey guys, where's a good place to swim here? Aussie's watching the cows. What is that? Is it a cow? Ooh. Hey cows. On our way back, we came across some beautiful trees, and it was a gentle reminder that these trees aren't just part of the scenery, they're home. They're home to birds, possums, insects, and all sorts of local wildlife. Okay, Aussie wouldn't leave this tree alone, and I was wondering why. And just up through here, see him here, he's looking. Just up through here, There's a little possum in the burrow. You can just see its grey fur. And after our beautiful walk along the river, we are going to have a bit of a relax in the van and get ready to go out for some lunch a bit later on to the Tumut River Brewery. All right, we are going to the brewery and we've got a dog mat ready to go. We've got the pups in tow.
Ready for some lunch?
Yes, what is it? Tumut Brewery. Let's go. We arrived at the brewery. From the outside, it's got that perfect blend of rustic charm and industrial history. The building was actually once Tumut's old butter factory, and you can still see hints of the past in the original brickwork and towering structure. It's a place that stood the test of time, and it's now serving up something a little different than butter. Stepping inside, the vibe completely shifts. It's warm, welcoming, and full of character. You're greeted by the rich aromas of hops, the buzz of conversation, and the sight of shiny brewing tanks lining the walls. It's a working brewery with a relaxed country town soul. Locally owned and operated, Tumut River Brewery is all about community, creativity, and quality craft beer, brewed right here on site. In their shop, you'll find a great selection of their craft beers available in cans and growlers to take home. Perfect if you want to enjoy the taste of Tumut later on. From crisp lagers to hoppy IPAs and unique seasonal brews, there's something for every kind of beer lover. They also stock a range of branded merchandise. Think caps, t-shirts, stubby holders and glassware. So you can take home a little piece of the brewery vibe. And one of the best ways to experience Tumut Brewery is by grabbing a tasting paddle. You get to sample a range of their craft beers, each one brewed right here on site with pure Snow Mountains water. Whether you're into something light and crisp, or rich and malty, or even bold and hoppy, there's a brew here to suit every taste.
This one is the Hitchhiker's Pale Ale.
Lovely day. I was tempted actually to go.
It's very nice too.
Good?
Good.
Okay, I'm about to try the ginger beer.
Yeah, sadly the last time I went was yeah.
This is amazing. From light to crisp to dark to bold, every sip was a winner. The perfect way to taste our way through Tumut's best brews. And while we were busy tasting our way through the beer paddle, Ozzy and Billy were living their best lives, stretched out in the shade, soaking up the vibes. They might not be into craft beer, but they definitely approve of the chilled out atmosphere here at Tumut Brewery. We slowly worked our way through the tasting paddle and every brew had its own personality. Crisp, hoppy, smooth, bold, each one surprised us in a different way. I think Emma enjoyed them more than I did. I was a big fan of the Ginger Ninja. It was just a really fun way to sample what Tumut River Brewery had to offer. So why is Billy on your lap?
Well, she's a bit of a demon. She
A
likes
demon.
to eat all the crumbs off the ground, which is fine, but she normally ends up wrapping herself around my legs.
She does.
She's very busy. And now
Very busy.
she's on the lookout because she heard the squeaky brakes of the postie. The postie went flying past all the way from our house down to Tumut, obviously, chasing
Yes.
her. So, definitely, yeah.
Do you reckon they can see colours? She just saw the yellow lid of that truck and thought it was the postman's jacket. As we sat there enjoying the sunshine and sipping our paddle and watching the day go by, we suddenly realised we had finished it all. And really, what else could we do other than go back for another round? So, we did. Okay, so Emma has arrived back with yet another tasting paddle. And here we go for tasting paddle number 2. And thank goodness our pizza has arrived because we are both feeling a little tipsy. Rolling drunk, in fact. No, just tipsy. But look how good that looks. It's like a pepperoni and hot honey pizza. So we're going to give it a We wrapped up our visit the best way possible by polishing off every last bite of the delicious wood-fired pizza. With full bellies and happy hearts, we made one last stop inside the shop to grab some of their house-made ginger beer, the Ginger Ninja, to take back home with us. Even Ozzy was keen to see if we brought anything home. Okay, so you can buy your own beers. You can either choose a 4-pack cup or a 6-pack cup. So I'm getting a 6-pack Ginger Ninja. Here comes Billy and Emma after a session at the Tumut River Brewery. After our visit to the brewery, we refocused and headed back into town in search of the Anglican Church. Okay, we had to come here to the Anglican Church, which is just here, because one of our really good friends, her family pretty much came here and helped build this church, which is amazing. So we've come here because this is pretty special to her. So it's a pretty awesome building too, so we're going to get some nice footage of it. The Anglican Church in Tumut is a significant part of the town's history and heritage. The original church was built in the mid-1800s, with the current structure completed in 1876. Constructed from locally sourced granite, its beautiful stained glass windows and classic Gothic rival design reflect the craftsmanship over the time. Over the years, it has stood as a place of worship, celebration and remembrance for generations of local families. So my friend Lenny said that this was made with emery bricks. I've been searching for which bricks they are. There's a lot of bricks in this church. Lots of lizards too, it's very cute. Yeah, what a beautiful, quiet little church. It's actually not little, it's very big. I spot some Russells roaming. Oh, it's roaming with Russells. Hello, Russells. Hello. After visiting the church, we decided to start walking back through town toward our campsite. And when we got back to our site, we were greeted by our friendly neighbours, the ducks. And back at our site, we thought, why rush? So we kicked back with another ginger beer, put together a little spread of cheese and bickies, and just soaked up that beautiful riverside view. It was the perfect way to end a day in Tumut. Next morning, we hopped in the van and set off to explore a few more local spots around Tumut. First on our list was the Tumut Broom factory. Alrighty, we've just pulled over because we are going to go and have a look at the old Broom factory in Tumut. Right, Emma, tell me what you know about the Broom factory.
I know that it's like one of the only places that makes these original store brooms, but I have to read up on it again, to be honest. I'll get back to you.
From the outside, the Tumut Broom factory looks like a humble little shed with rows of colourful brooms lined up out the front, ready to sweep their way into new homes. But step inside and you'll find something truly special. Oh, it smells very strawy. This factory has been operating since the 1940s and it's now proudly run by the second and third generations of the same local family. Right there on the factory floor, you can see them hand-making each broom with skill and care, using original machinery and the age-old techniques. Inside the factory, we spent time reading about the incredible history of broom making here in Tumut. Newspaper clippings, photos and stories lining the walls, showing how this little factory has stood the test of time. Piles of straw, broom corn and old tools gave us a glimpse into the hands-on process behind every broom. It's not just about sweeping, it's a craft built on skill, patience and tradition. And the family here who make these brooms know their stuff. They can tell you exactly what each broom is for and which one will suit your needs best. We headed back into town and found yet another beautiful old church. Tumut really knows how to do heritage buildings. But it wasn't just the church that caught our eye here this time. Tucked away behind it was a building that looked straight out of a ghost story. Weathered, worn, and with an eerie look and abandoned vibe, it definitely had us wondering about its past. Where are we heading towards?
This terrifying looking building that's obviously about to be demolished. But
just there. Oh wow, it does look terrifying, doesn't it? Am I going to get some kind of attachment? Look at that. Imagine if we see a ghost in this when we plant that. Cool old building. Look at it. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Look at it. I think it's going to be knocked down. That would be so sad. Unless there's a reason it's being knocked down. Oh my gosh, on a scale of like 1 to 10, tell me how creepy you feel like this house is. It's really cool. I'd like to see that window. God, imagine something just came flying out and absolutely have a heart attack. Imagine if I was filming and something just came out of that window. Oh my gosh, a heart attack. So this is just behind the big church, so I'm not sure. Oh, it was like a nunnery or something, or I'm going to have to Google it and have a look. It'd be such a shame though if this got knocked down, because it clearly is a heritage place. Wow, very cool. We left the old church and the creepy building behind and went in search of a butchery that we'd heard good things about. Right, we've heard that this butcher is pretty good. It's called Anglican Butchery. So we've come out of town just a little bit to get something here. We couldn't visit Tumut without stopping in at Franklin's Butchery, a true local institution. Family owned and operated since the 1950s, this place is packed with history and quality meats. From house-made sausages to award-winning bacon, everything is crafted with care and tradition. It's the kind of butcher you don't just find anywhere anymore. Friendly faces, local pride and unbeatable flavour. Alright, we got some crumb cutlets, some barbecue sausages and rissoles. We're very excited, and now I can see two little jacks. Look at these, they're so cute. Oh, hello roaming with Russells. Aren't you the cutest little ones? Hello Russells. We are now heading to this cute little deli, which is very nice. Veg Shop. Next on our Tumut adventure, we popped into the local fruit and veg shop, and what a cute little shop it turned out to be. From the moment you walk in, you're hit with the fresh scent of produce that's been grown with care and picked at just the right time. The shelves were bursting with colour, crisp apples, juicy oranges, vibrant greens, and everything in between. We even spotted some local specialties you don't often see in the big supermarkets. There's a real community feel in this shop, friendly staff who know their growers by name, happy to share what's in season and what's best right now, and even offer a recipe or two. It's the kind of place where shopping feels more like a chat with neighbours than a chore. We picked up a few goodies for the van, knowing we were not only getting the freshest food, but also supporting local farmers and producers. It's these little shops that give country towns like Tumut their heart and their flavour. Out the front of the shop is something a little unexpected, a dance circle that gives this place a quirky little touch. And although we were tempted to have a little boogie, we decided that it was time for us to head back to our campsite and settle in for the evening and cook up some of our beautiful produce that we got from the butchers and this fruit and veg shop and have a delicious dinner. We're spending our last evening in Tumut, having a nice walk along the wetlands again.
Along the river.
Along the river, and it is absolutely beautiful. I wonder how many times I've said that on this video. A lot.
It's very calming, isn't it? It's a calming place.
It is, it does. And for our last stroll in Tumut, we wandered along the wetlands one more time. We let the doggies wet their paws in the Tumut River, and we found the perfect rocks for a cheeky skim across the water. We headed back to camp for our final night in Tumut, where Billy took her duck patrol duties very seriously, keeping a close eye on the riverbank just in case. Meanwhile, Emma cooked up an absolute feast using all the local goodies we'd picked up in town. Fresh, delicious, and the perfect way to wrap up our stay in this beautiful little town.
Cooking some snacks from the local butcher.
They do look delicious, don't they? That butcher looked really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We haven't had any snags yet, so it should be yummy.
How are the sausages from the butcher?
Delicious.
Absolutely
Really
amazing.
enjoying it.
Really tasty. Where are you off to?
Need more mustard.
Mustard for the sausages.
Just reaching from my seat.
The advantages of van life.
It is.
Our time in Tumut has come to an end, but before we go, guys, we have to show you the campsite that we've stayed at. This is up there, if not one of our most favourite places we have stayed, and we want to show you why. Welcome to Riverglade in Tumut. Riverside views, wide open spaces, and one of the best camp spots we've ever stayed in. Alrighty, here we are at Riverglade Caravan Park. It's just recently been taken over by Reflections, so if you're part of that club, you'll be able to see that when you book. Really beautiful little park. Let's take you through and have a look, and I'll give you a bit of a tour. Riverglade Caravan Park is not only beautiful, it's perfectly located. It's just a short walk to town, close to scenic river trails, and yes, within walking distance to the brewery. Could it get any better? Okay, it's reception just there. As soon as you enter Riverglade, it feels like you've stepped into a peaceful wilderness retreat. It oozes relaxation with tall trees, open space, and the soothing sound of the river flowing gently by. It's the kind of place that instantly makes you slow down and breathe a little deeper. Riverglade is perfectly positioned. It's right in the middle of the river walk, the wetlands walk, and it's just a short stroll from the Tumut Brewery. It really is the ideal base to explore it all, with nature on your doorstep and a cold drink never too far away. One of the big attractions here in Tumut is their brewery, which actually, fun fact, well, not so fun for them, but they closed down in September in 2024, and then it was saved by some of the bar staff and people that work there. So they've saved it and reopened it, and now it's open again. And thank God for that, because it's only an 800-metre walk to the Tumut River Brewing Company. We're going to head there tomorrow. So we have an absolutely fantastic site right on the river. And there's heaps of them actually. There's a few right on the river. They're not the biggest sites, but I'd say that they are worth it because you're right on the river there. It's absolutely beautiful. The riverside sites at the Riverglade are something special. You've parked just metres from the water with uninterrupted views and the peaceful sound of the river flowing by. It really is the kind of spot you dream of. Riverglade has plenty of powered and unpowered sites spread throughout the park, all nestled under beautiful shady trees. Whether you're in a van, camper or a tent, there's a spot here that feels peaceful, private and close to nature. More sites all along here. Gosh, there's so many sites. Down there, there's like this little family room. Go and check that out in a sec. But yeah, another amenities block just here, and then I'm going to take you to the camp kitchen and we'll have a look at that. This is actually a really lovely caravan park. It's sort of like this big area here in the middle, and then all the sites are sort of around the side of it. It's really cool. And then there's some units up ahead too, and I'm just about to take you to the camp kitchen and show you that. Alrighty, let's check this camp kitchen out. Okay, and here is your camp kitchen. Basic little kitchen, but good. It's got a TV just there. It's got some tables, some barbecues in the middle here. Fridge, stove, microwave, toaster jug, couple of sinks. Yeah, quite nice. Alrighty, we're looking at the amenities block now. There's some clotheslines out the front, which is great. There's a laundry in there as well that you can use. But the amenity block are all accessible by a key. And once you go inside, there's actually stacks of showers and toilets for everybody in the park to use. All clean, and there's a mop and bucket there to clean up after yourself when you've had a shower. Electric vehicle charging station. Another room in here that has a little shower and a toilet in it. It's pretty cool. Nice private little room. Okay, I've just realised that that wasn't just anyone's private little room. That's actually an ensuite site. So each of those, there's 4 little ensuites there. Lucky one was open and I got to have a look. And tucked away in the corner of the park, the cabins at Riverglade offer a quiet, private escape, backing right onto the river. It's the perfect setup whether you're casting a line for a bit of fishing or just kicking back to enjoy the peaceful water views. With plenty of access to the river and all the comforts of home, these cabins make for an ideal stay. This caravan park truly has it all. It's peaceful, welcoming and packed with natural charm. We absolutely loved our stay here and we can't wait to come back. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked this episode, please hit that like button, and if you're interested in more of our videos, hit the subscribe button. It is free.